Step into the unknown with the shadow frequency and your host, Matt Wilson, as he takes you where the shadows hum.
Welcome to episode 136 of The Shadow Frequency, where we dive into the eerie and unexplained. I'm Juniper, your producer, and tonight we've got a chilling tale sent in by our loyal listener, Kevin from Indiana. Kevin's story takes us to a sweltering summer in 1980, where a seemingly ordinary shower in an old manor's cellar turned into a brush with the paranormal. This one's got that creeping dread we all love, so buckle up. Matt, you ready to unpack this ghostly encounter?
Oh, Juniper, I'm more than ready. A creepy cellar, a child's whisper, and an old Indiana manor. This is Shadow Frequency Gold.
Right.
I'm already getting chills thinking about it.
Ha! You say that now, but let's see how you feel when we're deep in the shadows. All right, listeners, let's hand it over to our host, Matt Wilson, to guide us into the unknown.
Welcome, Shadow Seekers, to the Shadow Frequency. Tonight we're stepping into the oppressive heat of rural Indiana, summer of 1980. Our listener, Kevin, was just a teenager spending a carefree day with his buddies, Matt and David, floating down a lazy creek near David's family home, a grand double-bricked manor from the mid-1800s. This house wasn't just old, it was steeped in whispers of the past, a place where history clung to the walls like damp moss. After a day of horsing around, Kevin was sent to clean up in the manor's only shower, a cramped stall tucked into the basement, half root cellar, half crypt. What happened next would haunt him for decades. Picture this. Kevin descends the creaky wooden stairs into the cellar. The air grows cold, heavy with that musty, earthy scent only old basements have. The shower's under a flickering bulb, its chipped tiles glowing faintly yellow. Kevin steps in, chuckling at his own creek-soaked stink, and let the water run. Barely a minute passes when, through the patter of the shower, he hears it, a faint childlike whisper, "Mommy." It's so soft, he thinks he imagined it. His teenage mind, primed for pranks, figures it's his friends Matt and David messing with him from the stairs. He smirks, ready to call their bluff. But then it comes again. Not from the stairs, not from anywhere he can pin down, but inside the stall. "Mommy." A girl's voice, sharp, desperate, so loud it rattles his chest, so close it feels like a breath on his neck. His blood freezes, heart pounding. He tears the curtain open, expecting to catch his friends laughing, but the cellar's empty. The heavy oak door to the upstairs, notorious for its groaning hinges, is shut tight. No one's been in or out. He'd have heard that door scream. The air feels charged now, like the silence before a storm. Panic takes over. Kevin scrambles into his clothes, jeans sticking to wet legs, shirt half buttoned. As he bolts for the stairs, a final whisper chases him. "Mommy." Soft, pitiful, fading into the shadows. He burst onto the back porch, dripping, wild-eyed, gasping out his story to David's family. They go quiet, their iced tea glasses sweating in the twilight. Then David's dad, with a sly grin, says, "Well, seems you've met our extra family member." This wasn't just a random spook. David's parents explained that in the late 1890s, a fever swept the area, claiming a 4-year-old girl who lived in that house. Her wake was held in the parlor upstairs, her tiny body laid out for mourning. But her spirit, they said, never left. The previous owners had warned them about her, a gentle presence, always calling for her mother. Her voice, that heart-wrenching "Mommy," was her signature, a plea echoing through time. This story, Shadow Seekers, is pure paranormal, a child's spirit trapped in a place of loss, reaching out in a moment of quiet. Was Kevin's presence in that cellar shower a place tied to the house's deepest roots? What stirred her? The manor, built before indoor plumbing, had that cellar as its foundation. a space where the past might linger, undisturbed. Let's hold that thought for a moment. Juniper, this one's got me on edge. A little girl's voice in a shower stall? That's next level creepy. What do you make of it so far?
Matt, I'm already swearing off basement showers for life. That mommy whisper? Nope, hard pass. I bet our listeners are feeling the same chill. Why don't you take us to the break?
You got it, Juniper. Shadow Seekers, we'll be right back after a quick pause.
Wow, listeners, how haunting is this episode? That cellar whisper is the stuff of nightmares, and I'm dying to know what you think about Kevin's encounter. Is that little girl's spirit still wandering that Indiana manor? We're only halfway through, and Matt's got more to unpack in the second half, so stay tuned. If you're loving the Shadow Frequency, please like and subscribe and follow us on YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook, plus all the podcast directories. You can visit our website at shadowfrequencypodcast.com, where you can stream every episode, leave us a voicemail telling us where you're listening from. Check out our Shadow blog. You can grab some cool swag at our store, and you can buy us a coffee to keep the show going. Now let's dive into our mailbag segment where we share your comments and emails. Stay with me, Shadow Seekers, while I hit the button.
It's time for the Shadow Frequency mailbag.
All right, we got a great message to share today in our mailbag. This one's from Sheila in Devonshire, who writes, "Love the episodes you've done on England. More, please. Love the podcast, and the website is awesome." Well, Sheila, thank you for the love. We're thrilled you're enjoying the show and our website at shadowfrequencypodcast.com. Yeah, and keep those England episode requests coming. Listeners, if you want to share your thoughts, you can drop us a line at shadowpodcast@protonmail.com. Also, something new, you can go to our website and check out our new Shadow Frequency Radio. It's streaming 24/7 episodes of the Shadow Frequency back-to-back, so, if you want to fall asleep to it or whatever, there you go. That's right. You can drop us a line at shadowpodcast@protonmail.com, and you might hear your message on the air. All right, let's head back to Matt for the second half of this chilling tale.
Welcome back, Shadow Seekers, to the Shadow Frequency. We're deep in Kevin's 1980 encounter in that Indiana manor cellar, where a child's desperate cry of "Mommy" turned a routine shower into a paranormal nightmare. We left off with Kevin learning about the 4-year-old girl whose spirit reportedly lingers in the house, calling for her mother since her death in the 1890s. Let's dig deeper into what this encounter might mean. The cellar, Shadow Seekers, is a liminal space, a threshold between the living world and something older, deeper. In old homes like this one, basements often served as storage for food, wine, or even bodies during wakes, tying them to life and death. Kevin's experience happened in a shower stall, a modern addition to an ancient space. Could the running water, often seen in paranormal lore as a conduit for spiritual energy, have amplified the girl's presence? Or was it Kevin himself, alone, vulnerable, in a quiet moment, that drew her out? The fact that her voice seemed to come from inside the stall, not the cellar at large, suggests a focused manifestation, almost personal. Now let's consider the house's history. Rural Indiana in the 1890s was no stranger to tragedy. Fevers like diphtheria or scarlet fever were rampant, and child mortality was heartbreakingly common. The girl's death mourned in the parlor above might have left a psychic imprint, especially if her passing was sudden or her family's grief was overwhelming. Her call for "Mommy" isn't just eerie, it's a snapshot of a child's fear, frozen in time. The previous owner's stories passed to David's family suggest she's a residual spirit, replaying her final moments rather than interacting consciously. Yet the intensity of Kevin's encounter, the voice's closeness, its shift from soft to urgent, hints at something more aware, more present. Of course, we have to entertain a skeptical angle. Could Kevin's experience have been a trick of the mind? The steam, the flickering bulb, the isolation of the cellar shower? It's a recipe for the brain to conjure sounds. Teenagers, as we know, have vivid imaginations, and Kevin admitted he first thought it was a prank. But the closed door, the absence of footsteps, and the fact that no one else was in the basement make it hard to explain away. The family's calm acceptance of the extra family member adds weight. Multiple witnesses to similar events over years suggest something real.
Can you help me?
Whatever the truth, it was real to Kevin. He never showered in that cellar again, and who can blame him? The girl's voice, that plaintive "mommy," stayed with him, a reminder that some spirits never find rest. Shadow Seekers, this tale is a chilling testament to how the past can reach out when we least expect it. Juniper, I'm still unsettled by this one. That little girl's ghost voice, it's like it's echoing in my head. How are you feeling about it?
Matt, I'm ready to sage my entire house. That poor girl's spirit calling out for years. It's heartbreaking and terrifying. I think we ought to wrap this one up, shouldn't we?
Absolutely. Over to you, Juniper, for the final word.
And that's a wrap on episode 136 of The Cellar's Cry, a haunting journey into Kevin's paranormal encounter in that Indiana cellar. That little girl's cry for mommy is the kind of story that sticks with you. Shadow Seekers, we hope it sent shivers down your spine. Big thanks to Kevin from Indiana for sharing and to all of you for joining us. Check out the website at shadowfrequencypodcast.com for this episode, our Shadow blog, merchandise, and more. Plus, new Shadow Frequency Radio. Leave us a voicemail, too, while you're there. Follow us on YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook, and subscribe wherever you listen. Matt, say goodbye quick.
Catch you in the shadows, Seekers.
All right, stay spooky, everyone. Until next time, keep tuning in to the Shadow Frequency. Good night.
Good night.
This episode was produced with a commitment to exploring the unexplained while grounding our discussion in documented discoveries. All interpretations are speculative and intended for entertainment purposes.